Hey guys and gals, how y'all doing? Today we're going to talk about hourly versus commission and what's better, the pros and cons. I think that overall being paid hourly is better than commission. Why? So I've been paid both ways. With commission, I found so many more cons than pros. I think the only pros was that there would be days where, say, you got, a $400 job and you're making 35%. You're making right there a quick, what is that, $140, $150. But after taxes get taken out, and then also the company I was working for Fish. The way they did their payment for driving your own vehicle, I would personally say was really messed up. You basically would receive credit in the form of, you would track your mileage. So say you went 100 miles and you got 54 cents a mile. So therefore you got $54 for gas money, right? It's not how it works. You get $54 out of your paycheck as on-taxed money. That really does not equate to the amount of gas, the insurance, and the wear and tear on your truck. I learned a lot from Fish, but I do not like them because of that one thing. I do not support that company in any type of way. I just can't, because I felt so screwed over by that it really put a bad taste in my mouth, and that is why I left that company, was because of commission. Now, if you're a company out there and you're paying commission, and then you're also taking care of your guys or gals, as far as if they're using their own vehicle or if they're using a company vehicle, then great. But I would highly steer away from commission, because I feel like also the guys I worked with during that time took way more shortcuts to just get home quicker. There was this big idea when I worked at companies with commission that working more than 6 hours a day was a joke, and that if you weren't getting done in 6 hours, that you were not a good window cleaner. After working at Fish, I went to 2020 window cleaning, which you guys know, and there I started working hourly. Hourly is just, for me, it was so much better, because you never felt, you knew that, at least from my standpoint, I knew that I could put in the amount of work needed in an hour to do a good job for that company, and I knew I was quick enough. But I never felt like when I was at a job, like I was rushed because the job was underbid. When I worked under commission, so many jobs were underbid, and that was more due to the lack of knowledge on the people that were bidding the jobs. Most likely at Fish, you're going to get people that bid jobs that know nothing about window cleaning. They're given a rubric, a guide to that. This is this charge, this is this charge, this is this charge. They are not window cleaners, from what I had seen. So it really is not fun to go to a job that's going to take you 3 hours and it's bidded out for an hour and a half. But if you're a company that, the owner knows what it takes to clean a window, knows what it takes to do a construction clean, then I would guess you're probably going to do pretty well. I have not worked for a company that does high-rise, but I have heard of high-rise guys making pretty good money off commission. Hourly, though, I would just say is so much better. There's just there's so much less pressure. The pressure is more on the owner to bid the jobs right. I think when a job is messed up as far as bidding wise, that the owner should take responsibility for that mess up. That did not happen at Fish. It was rare that if they messed up, they would actually compensate you a little more. It was super, super rare. Maybe it happened to me once out of at least 100 jobs that were just bidded horribly, horribly. I could go on and on about that. I do know that paying your employees with commission, you get some breaks in that you technically, with the thing I explained about with mileage, that's the way you can pay them. Therefore, you get more money out of it because you only have to pay them for the on-tax money. Like, it's a very hard thing to explain in a video. It really takes like explaining it to someone back and forth a little bit for someone to understand what they do there. But I think it's just messed up. With hourly, I have found, you work harder, of course you're going to get paid more over time. You could feel like some days that, wow, like I know we did a lot of work and all I made was, I got paid $15 an hour, worked 8 hours. So I made in that day about $120 before taxes. You may feel like that wasn't enough. Well, guess what? You need to work harder. You need to impress the people you work for and try to make more money. If that's not happening, you're not happy, you got to move on to what is the next thing. The next thing is possibly getting paid salary. Now, salary, yeah, you might get paid more overall, but when you put that extra time in, you're not going to get that money. That is a very different circumstance, I think, than getting paid commission or hourly. Trying to think of like more pros and cons to hourly. I mean, honestly, I think just for me, hourly was just so much better than commission. And I think that was because of the circumstances that I was in with both situations. So my overall point of view is I would a lot rather be paid hourly than commission. And again, I think that just comes back to that I was at a place where the people that were paying commission didn't know how to bid jobs. Therefore, us as employees we were kind of, in a way, putting in time we weren't getting paid for to finish jobs that were horribly bid. So if I was an employee, I would rather be paid hourly than commission, just straight up. And I would really, really like to hear in the comments about how you guys have gotten paid, even from owners, what you think has been best for you. I think there's just going to be a lot of conversation about this, and I'm excited to read the comments. So really, that's about it as far as my view on hourly versus commission. And if you have any questions, and if you have more questions that really dive deeper into this, private message me. Need my email. I think I have my email in the description of the videos. If not, ask me for it. I'll give it to you. But it's just my view. I just really think that hourly people don't cut corners. They make sure the job is done well. I've worked with a lot of guys, even hourly though, that still rush to get home, and I'm like, why are you rushing? There's no reason to be rushing. We're paying you hourly. Take the time, do the job right, and stop worrying. These guys that I've seen work on commission is probably the worst quality of work that I've ever seen. Don't take that to heart if you're working on commission. It's just the people that I worked with, I saw tried to make everything happen so fast that their quality was crap. It was absolute crap. So, once again, in conclusion, I would a lot rather be paid hourly than commission. So, remember to like and subscribe and do all the things that make this video go way up in views. I don't know, I'm just joking around. So, anyways, guys, I hope this video helps in helping you decide if you're an owner, how you want to pay your employees, and if you're an employee, helping you decide on how you'd rather be paid, and maybe if it's time to switch from where you're at to another place that you may be more happy at. Have a good day. Bye-bye.